we're going to talk to the CEO of an organization whose food has actually rather become a synonym to Bangalore, okay? Because we've all, especially non-vegetarian lovers, okay, we've probably literally grown up eating food from this organization, from their restaurant, okay? And we love and adore every item that there is. You can fall in love with the items. You know, the items can never go out of you. Even if you go out of the country somewhere, you will have that craving for these items. What those items are, you know better because you already know who the guest is. Okay, we're going to bring him onto the show in just a bit. Ramesh, hi. Chitra, hi. Moida Begum, that's my mom-in-law who's joined us here. Thank you so much, Mama, for joining us here. Reshu Sheikh, Zeba Shakir, hi. Thank you for joining us here. Zeba Shakir is the better half of the VIP guest that I'm going to have here today. I'm guessing it's her. Okay, so I hope it is her, and I think it is her. So Manti, hi, how are you doing here? And everybody else who's joining us here, in just about 2 minutes time, we're going to keep your questions ready, keep them fun, keep them coming, keep those compliments, keep the love coming out, because we're going to, after the interview, yeah, as a process of the interview, at the end, we're going to open it up for Q&A. Stick with us till the end, because right then, when we have the Q&As, I'm going to take all your questions and pose it to our guest today. Okay, and so without further ado, I guess Puri and one other sent a request to be in your live video. No, we can't have you in my live video right now, but I will definitely have you guys on my live maybe sometime. Here's what I'm going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try and bring onto the show somebody today who is the epitome of success. He's a third generation entrepreneur, and I am Bangalore alumni, and at the same time a motorsport enthusiast, and somebody who actually holds reins of a huge organization with a big responsibility at a very, very young age. He's got a lot coming, there's a lot going out for him as well, and he's managing it with aplomb, with a smile, like you saw him doing those teaser videos. We're going to bring him onto the show right now. But quick question, what comes to your mind when you're hungry late at night? Which place do you want to go to get food for yourself? Ask yourself all these questions and you know one answer you'll get. If you are like, let's say, a student and you want to treat your friends to a good non-vegetarian fare in the city, and without having to burn your pocket, right? Without having to maybe make a hole in your pocket, within your budget, which place comes to your mind? You know the answer, right? Yeah. We're going to bring onto the show, ladies and gentlemen, the prince of the legacy of the kebab culture in Bangalore, the quintessential kebab, which has become a synonym to Bangalore, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of the one and only Empire Restaurant, Shakir Haq. So let me try and bring him onto the show very quickly. Let's see if Shakir is here. Shakir looks like he is here online. Yeah, he is online. We want to bring him onto the show. Shakir! 1, 2, and 3. You know, Shakir, have you accepted you have to accept my invite. That's when you'll come on my show. There he is, Shakir, the man responsible for the running of Empire Group of restaurants and hotels. How are you, Shakir?
I'm fine, Riaz. Thank you, everybody. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Thank you for bringing me onto your show. Fabulous at 4. And yes, I am feeling a lot fabulous today. Having you.
Fantastic. You know, you were setting the tone for me. I think we should exchange here.
In a very nice way that you introduced, how you mentioned in an indirect way to let people know what it's all about. To, think of food late night. So I'm sure it's obvious when you think of food late night, it's just got one name in Bangalore, and that is Empire.
I tell you what, Shakir, it's just not late nights, okay? Because sometimes busy people who are on the field, on the ground, when they want to squeeze in a nice scrumptious meal in those 30 minutes, and they want to have some good non-vegetarian food, the only place they can squeeze that kind of a lunch where they can get food instantaneously is Empire. Empire in your area is a must. Whether you have anything else or not, you need to have an Empire in your area. Okay, and all thanks to you guys, we see Empire everywhere, and we hope that it grows even more bigger, and so we can have more empires around the city.
Absolutely, thanks to all our patrons who've been patronizing us for the past 5 decades. Still a few are still there who still visit our restaurants and enjoy the same kind of experience what they have been having decades together. And we've been striving hard and working towards to give that kind of an experience continuously to the coming generations as well.
Fantastic. But tell me first, how are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, very well.
Excellent. Okay, and fantastic. Good to hear that. Mashallah. Tell me now, who all are part of your family, your immediate family? Who all are part of your family?
Immediate family, I would say I have an older brother and younger sister. And before that, I would like to honor my grandfather, late grandfather, who started this. And yes, my father NKP Abdul Haq, late NKP Abdul Haq. It's been 5 years since we've lost him for today. And our prayers are fulfill his maghfirat, Allah grant him the highest place in Jannatul Firdaus. And it's with his blessing that I am sitting here in front of you and having this interview.
Great, fantastic. And I hope you stand testimony to all his hard work for the years to come, and you make his name much bigger and wider around the world with all your good deeds and all your work.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully. But who's part of your immediate family, as in your family? Your immediate. You're married and you have a
yes,
baby?
My wife, Zeba, and my little daughter is 5. Her name is Ira.
Wow. Ira, you say this, when...
I have an older brother.
I tell you this, Ira, when you say Ira, you won't, there's something common going between the two of us. When me and my wife, we got pregnant, we decided to name our child. We were deciding names. You know how couples, right? They start to decide on the names. If it's a girl child, they name this. If it's a boy child, they name that. And we were hoping it was going to be a girl. We really badly wanted to have a girl. But Alhamdulillah, I'm happy that we had Zohan now, a male child. But if we were to have a girl, we would have definitely named her Ira, okay? Because Aisha, my wife, and Riaz ka Ra, right?
Yes,
Ira.
Yes.
So, good. So you have Ira at your home?
Ira means noble.
Absolutely, yeah. Ira means noble, and what a lovely name. So congratulations, and give her a big tight hug to Ira, your little princess, from my end.
Thank you so much, Riaz.
Yeah. So now tell me, how did this official taste of Bengaluru Empire begin?
Right. So, but to start off, it was in the year 1966 when my late grandfather, Abdul Rahim, who was a Malaysian resident, came down to Bangalore, who had an aspiration of starting a restaurant. Back in the days, a restaurant was booming in a city like Bangalore. So, with his friend, who was based in Bangalore, they came together, saw the place, chose a location, and the name was also a very incident story. If you remember, there was an Empire Talkies located on MG Road. So back in the days, entertainment movie theaters were more popular than anything else as a source of entertainment. So a lot of names of restaurants, bakeries were derived and inspired from these.
Just one sec. Hold on, Shakir. People are saying that they can't hear your voice. Okay. Is it possible that, yeah? Okay, all right. Guys, stick with us, okay? Shakir is here. He's a very interesting candidate for Fabulous at Home because, a third generation entrepreneur, equipped with an IIMD degree, somebody who's an IIMD alumni, and at the same time, somebody who's very, very passionate about food, and he's also a motorsport enthusiast. And he's got a story to tell with us, okay? And if you've tuned in here to know more about him, stick with us because he had a little technical difficulty, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. Tawfiq says, Riaz, your voice is clear. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for saying that my voice is clear. R.S. Dhanvendra, thank you so much, brother, big brother, Bade Bhai, for joining us here. And warm welcome to Partha as well. Brother, how are you, brother? Good to see you here. Thank you so much for joining us here. Hafsa, Fatima, thank you. Lavette Jacob, Kathleen Corbett, and so many others joining us. Mikhail Purcell, Verda Eccles, and so many of you, Preet Rogers, thank you for joining us here. Stick with us. I'm going to have a lot of Q&A coming from your end, which you can pass on to us. And Tanveer from Mashvi, thank you for joining us here as well. It's good to see all of you coming together to celebrate trailblazing guests who are fabulous at their craft. People who leave an indelible mark on the minds of the Indian connoisseur through their sheer dedication to their craft, to their passion for their work, through their caliber, through their meticulous planning, to their execution, and a lot of things. Yeah, we're going to have one such guest joining us here today. He was here with us, but then due to technical difficulties, I think he's going to set himself up in a different corner, maybe to see if his sound can be heard much better. So yes, he's going to be here on our show in just a bit. Parth wants an empire battling in Delhi. Partha Dada, kemon acho? इनका ना जी भर गया मच्छी खा के अभी इनको ना एम्पायर का खाना खाना. So good, Dada. We're going to have that soon. Don't worry. I'm going to pass that message on to our very own Shakir Bhai, so he can get one open for you in Delhi soon, maybe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try and figure out if Shakir is back again on the show. Hopefully he is. But before we bring him onto the show, yeah, one second. I'll bring him onto the show. As we bring him onto the show, okay, you can try now. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this amazing series of shows called Sat 4 is jointly produced by Imagination Zinc and Team RB and is ably supported by Exhort Digital. Okay, so there we have the prince of the kebab legacy in Bengaluru from the official taste of Bengaluru Empire, Shakir Haq, the CEO, joining us back again for the second time. Shakir, are you good now?
Yes, you need to ask your viewers if it's better.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you now. So keep talking something.
Is there
maybe.
Still, I don't understand why. I really can't figure out why the echo is coming in.
Yeah. So guys, if you can hear Shakir, you need to give a thumbs up right now. Those of you who were complaining that you couldn't hear him, you need to give a thumbs up if in case you hear him right now. Quickly, really fast at the comment box, type and say yes. Okay, Shakir voice is echoing. It's still echoing. Okay, but you can. Oh, they're giving a thumbs up. Again, echo. Infinity Concepts. Asif from Infinity Concepts. Warm welcome.
Better now?
Samira, thank you. Warm welcome. His voice is echoing, they say. Okay, is your speaker below your phone? Sometimes the speaker is like if it's a OnePlus phone, you have the speaker right below.
It's an iPhone.
Is it on top? Oh, it's an iPhone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
iPhone looks like iPhones are a problem.
How's it now?
Shakir Bhai, we love you. Oh, the Khan of good times. Somebody says Shakir Bhai, we love you. There's a lot of love coming for you, brother. So it's all good. Echo, but it's clear. Okay, we'll make do with what we have then. In that case, you know what? We're going to have. Let's say echo, but better.
Something is wrong. Some technical glitch.
Mute the speaker and try.
How do I mute the speaker on my phone?
Yeah, there's no. You can't mute anybody's speaker onto this. You can't. It's better. Level of echo has reduced. Okay, Shahid Bhai from Motor Minds, your brother, is saying that it's better, but level of echo is reduced. So we'll make do with this. Okay, we'll continue with the conversation. And okay, they're saying Shakir Bhai, you're our inspiration. Fantastic, and that's the reason why we have him here on the show, because he's an inspiration not just to a couple of people, but he's an inspiration to the entire city, because you and your entire team has put us on the global map when it comes to food, right? And today when I go to Dubai also, I'm not too far away from home. You know what I'm saying? In case I'm there for too many days and I'm bored of the food that I eat over there, I definitely want to go for one meal at least to Empire at Karama, right? So so that's how you keep Indians connected, especially those who are working abroad. They will know the value of an empire. So yes, so Parth, he wants to know, when are you going to open it in Delhi? We're going to park that question. We're going to come back to that. People are saying, I love Empire cuisines. They're doing this, I love Empire cuisines. Cool, yeah. Everybody's like doing this. Right. So we're going to get to the story now, really quick, okay? And you've got to keep those, because we lost enough time in the sound check. You've got to keep those answers concise and crisp, okay? So you take us through in a snap. How did it all begin? I think it began in 1966. You were saying, from your great grandfather or grandfather Abdul Rahim Sahab.
Yes.
From there you can take.
Yes, from there, it started as a very small eatery, and as years passed by, people are walking in and out, and late 70s, when Dad came over, my father, Mr. Abdul Haq, late Abdul Haq, came over and took over the place. Since then, we have evolved our menu with the preferences and tastes what the customers had. Let's say, look at our kebab, our beja fry, our butter fry, our butter chicken. Everything has evolved in time. So with that, we were popular across the city, and we were known as the taste of Bengaluru, because nowhere else was this kind of a cuisine available at that point of time. So over the years, it was a tag given to us by the people, taste of Bengaluru.
Okay, but now we're going to go ahead. So you were saying that lovely story of how your Dadaji started in 1966. He was a Malaysian resident. He came to Bangalore. He took a small eatery on MG Road, and from there the story began. And after that, your dad, the late Mr. Abdul Haq Sahab, he took over and he actually made it really huge.
Our recipes have evolved in time, based on the preferences and tastes that the customers in Bangalore had that time. The Bangalore was famous for its pub culture back then. So we had to, dish out something scrumptious, which would, work well with the palates of the Bangaloreans, the pub goers back in the days. So with that, over the time, we introduced multiple dishes A few with our cooks that were present. Dad brought in a lot of dishes based on the preferences, like I was telling you, based on feedback. So that's all. Most of our menu has been evolved in the years to come. So that's how we've got the tag from our beloved people of Bengaluru. They called it Taste of Bangalore. Now, yes, Bengaluru. Back in the days, of Taste of Bangalore. Yes, that's how Empire got its tagline.
Okay, fantastic. You know what? I've been saying it's the official Taste of Bengaluru because I really believe it is. Yeah. So official Taste of Bengaluru. All right, great. Somebody says you feed us all the event managers when all the food everywhere is closed post productions. Right? It's such a nice thing to hear, right? From coming to the event fraternity as well. Because these guys work really,
yes.
All of us, especially me and my fraternity event industry, we work really late hours, right? And after all the productions, after the show ends, then the dismantling happens, then we get to eat our food. Right? So when we come out and we want food for us and the entire crew and all of that, nowhere else but only Empire can feed us,
Absolutely.
So that's great. So thank you so much.
That has always been Dad's motto in a way that, keep it economical and keep it available for everybody who's walking in. Let it be in the day, let it be in the night. So that's how, we've understood that people are venturing out in the night, not just the pub, With the advent of ITs and IT companies and BPOs coming in, we had a lot of call centers working late night as well. So we found a large opportunity there, how we could service the community at late nights. So, that's how we got the popular tag of being popular at night. So it's when post 2001, when the IT and BPO advent came in, that we started getting really popular, and also with our Church Street outlet, which we opened in 2003.
Brilliant. Yeah. And Church Street outlet was the epitome of all the Empires. And Infantry Road, Empire was still awesome, but Church Street is where people could park around.
It was a turning point for us.
Yes. Yeah, it was a meeting point. People, whether you're just having a juice, or you're just having a pan bida, or you're having kebab, or you're having dosa chicken, you had to meet at Church Street.
Right.
If you were not at Church Street, you were considered not part of Bangalore. There's a friend of mine called Saif.
I'm hearing that for the first time, Riaz.
Believe me, okay. My friend Saif, okay, he works in Dubai. He's a Bangalorean, works in Dubai. And there's another friend called Ashwin, and there's another friend called Mark. The four of us used to always meet at Church Street near Empire whenever he was down from Dubai.
Right.
And every day we used to meet there only.
It's a landmark, I would say, yes.
Yeah. So great. Okay, so we park your questions, guys. Keep those questions coming in, because I've got my own set of questions to ask. How early did you, Shakir, begin into the business? How early did you start?
It was back in 2009 when I graduated with my business management. I graduated from Presidency University in Bangalore. And just immediately after my graduation, we opened our Frasertown outlet, Mosque Road. So that's where I started my training under the guidance of my father and our managers back then. So, to tell you, my father was always been the role model. And since my childhood, I was always inclined and attracted towards the business. I did not think of any other profession or any other passion that I had, except for motorsports, yes. But, as a child, I've always been inspired, inclined, and attracted to the business, and how my father used to be looking after the business, the challenges that he had to go through from starting from one to so many outlets, how he grew, how did he handle those challenges, how did he overcome those troubles that he had. So it's always been a source of inspiration for us, and that has kept me always close to the business. So immediately after graduation, 2009, I started my career in Empire from the Mosque Road outlet. From there, yes, went on to, started training from the kitchen to, wiping the table, to serving the guest, to handling parcels, to doing a delivery at times, then handling customer complaints, yes, being abused, being spoken to in a bad way if the customer was unhappy. Yes, because, there are times that, customers do get unhappy. Something would have gone wrong either with the dish or with the service. Then also, neighbors. So the first day was quite exciting, and it's a memorable day for me. My first day of restaurant opening in Frasertown, I would never forget that day, because there was a very classic incident that happened. We opened that day, that evening. One neighbor, barges into the restaurant, and he pushes our security guard and is like, "Tum log kya kar rahe ho? Aisa koi dhanda karta hai kya?" There were a couple of bikes and cars parked in that lane, which was blocking his way to his residence. So that man was furious. But trust me, that gentleman today is a really good friend of mine. Though he lives in the same locality, he's a very good friend. So he's understood over the time that what we are really doing and how we are serving the community. So that way, people who did not really like us in the beginning, over the time, yes, they've been our patrons and they continue to be our patrons.
What did you do to win him over? Did you from the backside of the kitchen send him like a couple of shawarmas and 2-plate kebabs?
Trust me,
for him to
it was
taste
a very
it?
terrifying situation for me because that was my first time and I did not have my seniors or elders around me to deal with this. So he asked me, "Kidhar hai owner? Kidhar hai manager?" So it was me, a skinny guy standing in front of him. So he looks at me from top to bottom. "You're the manager?" I said, "Yes, I'm Mr. Huck's son." He's like, "Okay." So he knew my dad and uncle. So I said, "I'm Mr. Huck's son and I'm taking care of this branch." So that time he told me this is the thing. I said, "Sir, I will make sure that doesn't happen again. We will put up a barricading or put up an extra security guard to take care of our neighbors in a way that you are not disturbed at any point of time." So he said, "Okay, ठीक है, बच्चा है, देख लेते हैं, एक chance दे देंगे." मगर उसके बाद, trust me, he's never had a problem with us. So we have made sure that our people have, taken our comfort of our neighbors as an important thing. For us to survive in a community, in a neighborhood, we need the love and respect of our neighbors. So it's very important. So whichever localities we are, present here, we make sure that we fulfill all their requests, all their needs. It could be a slightest of disturbance for them. So we make it a point that we have to survive. They need to be happy. So that way, alhamdulillah, we have one hearts across the city wherever we are present.
No, and mashallah, I'm really, really happy about one thing for sure. Anytime I walk into your restaurant, it's completely professional. There are guys with the walkie-talkies walking around, dressed formally, meeting people, greeting people with a smile, trying to attend to their needs. And this is kudos to your workforce. And workforce training, I can see, comes down from the top down. Okay, everybody's been trained well. You yourself have said you have wiped those tables, you have cleaned, debris, you've done everything. You've gone ahead and served food. You've been in the kitchen yourself. You've been trained really well. That goes on to show level of professionalism that comes down. So that's good. Hands-on CEO. Great. Excellent. All right. Now tell me this. You spoke about, people calling you, abusing you also at the same time and they're unhappy. Okay. What are do you also get some of these weird calls or some of those weird requests that are not related to you at night? Somebody who's drunk, perhaps somebody who calls you and asks you for something. Do you get some of those?
But yes, I wouldn't call it weird. For us, any request is a request. We are there to honor any request if we are in the capacity to do so. Yes, multiple times friends have called, customers from other cities have called, for some help. If they can help us reach one place, or if we could direct them with something, they wanted to go somewhere, or we've had people walking who have lost their way come to us and say, "Boss, can you please help us?" So there has been a time, multiple ways where not just me, I always thank my team. They've always been helpful. They've understood being a part of hospitality industry. It's all about service. So it's all about service. That's how you make the person in front of you happy. So we've gone out of our ways to do things for our customers. Yes, we've got multiple requests at 4 a.m. in the morning. Bhai, kebab milega kya? Yes, we've had drunk friends of mine calling and abusing, other customers calling and abusing. But it's okay, it's a part and parcel of our industry. And I've enjoyed it all the time. It's never been boring for me, or I have never thought that, oh man, I got to go back to work tomorrow. It's always been challenging and enjoyable day in and day out for us, because it's always a new beginning. I would say each day we start is always a new beginning. We have our notions that what if something goes wrong? What if something happens nice? So there are multiple things we go through in terms of emotions throughout the day, and we are ever ready to face any problem that comes in front of us.
How early do you start, marinating your chicken, or how early do you start your process of cooking food to serve people? How do you want to serve breakfast?
Before sunrise, we start with the processes, pre-processing. Then we go to our production, main cooking. Then we have post-processing. So our kitchen runs, we have centralized operations. Most of them know we have centralized productions. So, the central kitchen starts up by 5 in the morning, goes up to about 4 or 5 in the evening. So it runs about 10 to 12 hours. There are multiple activities happening, from cutting, chopping, cooking, everything is in large quantities as well. So it's very amusing to be a part of that kitchen, though it's going to be hot, it's going to be warm, it's going to be noisy. But yes, it's a sight to behold.
Oh, fantastic. with all that processes, bringing in food on time, every element, every menu in its authenticity, like the way it was designed to be delivered.
Yes.
Kudos to you. I mean, I don't know how you all
Thank you,
managed to
thank
do
you,
that.
thank you guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
There are lots of compliments coming for you from people. Somebody says, Mohammad Ajib says, Bangalore plus tasty food equals to empire. Okay. And Samira says, winning hearts, satisfying our appetites.
Yes.
Okay. And what's the total consumption of chicken per day in Empire?
I think I would keep that a secret for now.
Good. Don't give us a secret. And how is an Empire kebab made, yeah? Bolo na.
सर सिंपल सा है, सेंट्रल किचन से मैरिनेट जाएगा, चिकन भी जाएगा, मिक्स करते हैं, फ्राई करते हैं, भेज देते हैं बस.
Good one. Okay. Never let out the secret sauce of your kitchen. Okay, I'm going to move on to my other questions. Okay, how are you managing the lockdown times currently? You know, it's affected everybody. It's affected a lot of people, especially the food industry as well. You know, a lot of people working for you, and you know, people are worried and all. How are you managing the lockdown situation currently?
Yes, see, the lockdown is a situation like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. You know, so it's like, you know, how far is the tunnel going to go? We do not know. But since day one of lockdown, we've been doing home deliveries and takeaways across our outlets. And it's been slow, but, you know, we decided that, see, we are into the community service. So there are a lot of people who are dependent on food, you know, who do not either know how to cook or are living alone, are bachelors or spinsters, you know. So, you know, just to keeping all that in mind, you know, we thought, why not start? Whether we could have business or we may go out of business doesn't matter. So whatever force we had, whatever staff we had left, with whatever resources that we had, we started with a very limited menu on the first day of lockdown. Yes, it's been quite difficult and we are very unsure of what it's going to be tomorrow because our industry is the most affected in the country, you know, across the globe. We are employing the second largest numbers in terms of employment in India, post automotive and railways. So we are employing about 7 million people. The industry, hospitality industry is employing 7 million people. And with us, we have a lot of employees who've come. It's a diverse you know, environment. So we've had employees coming across the country, and it's been difficult to manage. A lot of people are emotional that they want to go back and be with their families. So we have tried, you know, to overcome this problem in multiple ways. So we've been close to our staff, keeping them, being constantly in touch with them, you know, and motivating them in multiple ways, giving them slight exercises. It could be online as well. So, you know, our team, our managers, our team heads have been doing a wonderful job in keeping that employee morale alive, you know, and making sure that everything is going to go back to normal.
Okay, brilliant. You're present internationally as well, right?
Yes,
so,
we are present in Dubai, yes.
Yeah. So, what are your plans going forward, going ahead, you know, keeping the situation in mind now?
See, right now, it's a very unprecedented situation. So it's quite risky for us to, you know, think of expansion. So right now, survival is key, I would say, for our industry. You know, survival is key. Whatever cash reserves you have, with whatever reserves that you have, you try and hold on to it. You know, so if you're in a position wherein you can start off with home deliveries, with limited resources, with limited staff, since a lot of aggregators are all present and they're helping you serve your food. If you can start off with minimal resources, with minimal menu and items, just to keep the you know, the clock ticking, to keep it running, so to keep the employee morale alive, to give them some work, to have some activity happening, you could do that. Or else I would suggest, you know, whatever cash reserves you have, hold on to it for a couple of months. When the market opens up, probably you can come back then with the bang. You know, for this, a lot of challenges again. You know, you need to have support from the department. You need to have support from your landlords, especially because most of the outlets, most of the people, most of the startups are all in a rented place. So, you know, it depends on how well your landlord is trying to, you know, comply with you, support you in this difficult situation. You know, a lot of people, a lot of landlords probably have only source of income is their rent. You know, at such times, how can we as business owners support them? So, you know, it's a mutual thing. And, you know, it's a situation wherein we need to consider all the challenges around us in a way, and we make wise decisions. And there are times we also have to make hard decisions. But please don't hold back from making any hard decisions, because whatever decision you make today is for your future. And looking at the pandemic, we know for a fact that it's going to be there for a while. The pandemic is going to stay here for a while, unless the vaccine is going to be coming out. So it's going to take a while unless the vaccine comes out. So I would request all the people, all the public, stay home, stay safe, limit your movement, whatever purchases or whatever essentials you have to do it, make sure it's done in a way that you don't, trouble the other people around you or make people, say that, why are these guys doing this? So make sure that, you limit yourself from going out, from buying stuff, from doing things, meeting people, and, order online. A lot of brands are present, not just us, a lot of brands are present across the city. You could order online in terms of food. A lot of people are also delivering essentials. So, you could opt for such things that unless it's necessary, unless it's important, please, refrain from going out and, gathering in public.
Very, very well said there. Refrain from going outside of your home unless it's required, unless it's to earn your daily bread. And of course, guys, he gave a very, very pertinent advice to entrepreneurs that don't hold yourself back from making hard decisions, because what you do now is for your future. Don't forget that. Very, very golden statement, that one coming out from Shakir. Okay, Shakir, what is the best dish you can cook?
Do you cook? I don't usually cook, but I give directions. So probably if I can taste a curry or taste a dry item, I can probably tell you what's missing in it and what could have been better. I used to cook back in the days. I'm a hotel management student. So yes, we did a lot of trials in the kitchen. So whenever we have a new product development, I'm part of the kitchen, helping these guys do it. But I wouldn't say I'm a great cook, but yes, I'm a master at my own food that we serve. So I understand my food probably better than anybody else. So that's about it.
Okay, fantastic. Great. You know what? We've got people who've tuned in from around the world. One of them happens to be Nilufer from UK. And she wants to know, when are you opening one in the UK? Indians working in the UK, living in the UK, settled in the UK, they want Empire Food badly in UK as well.
Yes, guys. We did have plans, but due to the pandemic, we are holding on to all our plans for now because, like I said, survival is key now. So whatever resources that we have, how can we make the most of it without making any capital intensive, investments? We are trying to hold on to our expansion plans, to our, global expansion plans as well. There are multiple things that we are planning to do. A lot of things are on paper, just that we have not commissioned it because, we're just waiting for the right time. And this pandemic coming in since February, since March, we've stalled a lot of our plans for now. But yes, we are looking to foray into the global market as well, probably in multiple different formats. So probably a person in NYC or a person in London City can savor our kebabs in the near future.
Wow, very good. Inshallah, hopefully that happens.
Yes.
Hopefully the whole of the world gets to taste this lovely Bangalore kebab that comes out from the House of Empire, and I'm sure everybody would love to get gorge onto it. While we say that, okay, a lot of people wanting a branch in Narayanapura here as well. Again, you want local branch as well. Are you open to a franchisee model? Okay, like have you ever thought of giving out franchises? Because there's somebody who wants it, Andhra, Vizag, different places. Like, do you plan on giving out franchises, or is it going to be only family controlled?
No, Riyaz. See, as of now, we are not offering any kind of franchises because ours is a very complex business model, unlike a KFC or a McDonald's that you see. But we are working towards improvising in terms of our operations, in terms of our productions. We are trying to integrate technology in multiple aspects of our business. Let it be operations, let it be production. So there are a lot of avenues we still have to fulfill our plans. So in terms of technology, yes, we've been adapting technology at a very early stage. From 2007, where we had a first call center starting, to now where we have our own apps, delivering food. So there are multiple things we are doing. And we are also, looking to integrate artificial intelligence, also business intelligence modules into our business. So it's going to be a world-class facility that we have. That's our vision. That's our motto. To be able to support the technological environment that is there. Everybody's going tech savvy, and it's not just the food. Even the way we serve our food needs to be savvy enough, so everybody in the present generation also enjoy our food. So it can't be the same thing what we used to be doing decades earlier. It needs to be changing, and we have been adopting every technology, and we have been changing according to the trend. Though change is inevitable.
Okay, people have been really badly missing your Ramzan Mela, food Mela. Okay.
Yes,
And
absolutely. I'm
it's
missing it too.
Ramzan, and I'd be lying if I said I'm not missing. I think the whole of the city is missing because people from all faiths, all walks of life,
Yes,
all strata,
yes.
everybody gets to taste something or the other from a Empire Ramzan food
It's
Mela, and
not
that
just
is essential
tasting,
part of.
Riaz. It's also about getting together.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's like people from all walks of life, friends, everybody. They're just missing getting together. You know, whether it is devouring on kebab or something or some smallie. All those lovely things you all make, especially during Ramzan. You know, that's something that we're missing. If I were to ask you, what are your 3 top favorite items from your own menu across all your branches, across all your, whether it's Karama, whether it is, Empire, Karama, or Tasty Bites, whatever it is. What are those top 3 personal favorite items of yours that you love?
The top 3 would always be from Empire first. First being the butter chicken, coin parota, and the kebab. That is my go-to-go meal any time of the day or night. Yes, anyway,
For
whenever
me,
I'm hungry, the easiest thing I can bite onto is just take a coin parota, dip into the butter chicken, and yes, wow.
Yeah, I tell you what, for me, it's 6 items. Okay, not 3. I can't say 3. But 6 items will make my day anytime.
Wow.
Anybody who wants to like win my heart, you don't have to like go too far. You can just take me to Empire and treat me to these things and you'll become a friend for life. And I'll tell you what those 6 things are. Okay, in no particular order, but these are the 6 things. One is I love ghee rice.
Yes, absolutely.
Second is I like your ghee rice, butter chicken gravy. 2, 3 kebab. 4 is parota. 5 is butter chicken
Bheja.
gravy, parota,
Bheja
bheja
fry.
fry. Okay. Yeah. So ghee rice, kebab, parota. I'm forgetting which is the 6th one. Yeah, shit. Butter chicken. I said, but
I understand. I'm sure
so
you're
5 to
fasting,
6
so
items.
that's why the forgetfulness is happening.
It's okay. I'll be honest. Today I missed my fast today. You know, I there was some problem because of which I couldn't make up. So I missed my
Right.
fast today. I'm going to make up for it. But also, I mean, a lot of other people are fasting, so I'm not going to like dig into their minds too much. Also, we're this close to iftar time, so I'm not going to talk much about it. But yeah, dal fry is somebody reminded me dal fry. Yeah. Which is
Yes.
Shahid. Shahid reminded me of dal fry. Yes.
Dal fry.
Grilled
Grilled chicken,
chicken. Tony.
grilled chicken.
Tony. Grilled chicken was the item. Grilled chicken. I was missing grilled chicken. Tony, my friend, knows me very well. Okay. So 6th item that was. Okay. I tell you, so much of food, so much of greasy food as well. Okay. I remember about 15 years ago, I spoke to Aziz Bhai. Abdul Aziz Saab, who is your managing director currently, your uncle. He was standing at the Church Street counter, and we as friends used to always gang up almost every other night. So I asked him, Aziz Bhai, how do you remain so fit? And you're so fit as a fab, like, yeah, how do you remain so fit despite having so much greasy food? He said, Arey, what's there in that? Yeah, eat whatever you want to and burn it all on the treadmill. Okay. So are you taught very early on as family? Because I don't see any of you when I've seen you, whether it is you, whether it's Zareen, whether it is, Shahid, when I've seen him pass by, none of you have extra or overweight. Okay. So are you all taught this from your childhood to remain fit, or what do you all do?
I would also like to add something else to it, Riaz. I believe the DNA that the family is got. My older uncle is an athlete by profession. My dad and uncle, they're professional footballers back in the days. So, it's hereditary for us to have that kind of a DNA. And though I don't work out full time, my working out is very on and off. I'm not completely fit. Yes, but we stay in shape because, our work is such that we don't sit in one place. Restaurant industry is such, you can't just be sitting on your chair and counting the notes that is coming in or looking at people's faces. We are on the go. We are on the field, running around, doing things because, going from one outlet to the other, then walking up and down the stairs. We don't take lifts whenever we are in our production house. So there's 3 floors that we have. So going up and down, walking around, and in a busy city like Bangalore, I'm sure, our activity is enough for us to keep us fit. But at times, yes, we all know, most of us are fitness freaks too. Like you rightly mentioned, uncle is a fitness freak. He plays a lot of badminton. My brother is a fitness freak. Zarin, yes, my older uncle, back in the day, they used to be a sprinter. His son, Masood. So all of us, collectively, yes, we've been a part of sports and athletes since our childhood days. So that is the secret behind our fit bodies, you can say.
Yeah, fantastic. And as you say this, Shahid, you should join managing director of
Absolutely.
Empire Says. He says, Okay, I'll read this out to the benefit of the people who are tuned in right now. Eat regularly in Empire, you will be in good shape mentally and physically.
Yes, I would like to add to that because our food is a habitual kind. We do not serve niche dishes where people want to try it only once a month or once a week. We have patrons who are dining with us every other day, who come and enjoy our ghee rice and butter chicken, who enjoy our parotas, multiple things that they enjoy. Now, a person likes to eat a lot of things in Empire. We always have a non-veg thali, as you know. All our signature dishes are present in that. So there are multiple ways that people keep themselves engaged by eating at Empire. And trust me, it is not greasy. We do not use oil that is greasy. We use the right amount and the best quality that is available in the market. Let it be for our kebabs, let it be for our ghee rice, let it be for our parotas. It is absolutely safe. Yes, too much of anything is too bad. It goes without saying.
I think word's gotten around that the prince of the kebab legacy is live with me on my show. And we can see a lot of people kebab soon ke show pe aa gaye hain, bahut sare log.
Yes. I'm surprised that we have almost 300.
We had 420 people right now who just tuned in. From 70 people jumped. The mention of food from the Empire gets a lot of people come together as well. So, okay, really quick. Okay, you are also a sport enthusiast. Okay, what do you love most about motorsports?
Since a child, me and my brother, we've always been inclined to motorsports. Machines, power, speed. I used to own a super bike back in the days, so I'm still a lover of super bikes. But yes, it is something that is not very safe. So my family's banned me from buying a bike. But yes, we enjoy ourselves taking part in races when there have been many races conducted in Bangalore. So we try and innovate in a way that we could probably not in a way that what you see in the Western countries. Since we have limited roads and infrastructure here, whatever is available, we try and make the most of it with by being in touch with a lot of tuners that are around, trying to bring in new things. Probably it could be a sound of the car that you're changing in or adding in new headlights, something else, multiple things that we have done, stupid things that we have done. But now it is all streamlined to a bit, whenever we have time, we go back to our passion. But our priority is our business and the family.
Fantastic, excellent, very good to see that. Quickly moving on to the rapid fire round right now. Okay, and in rapid fire round, what happens is I don't give you enough time to think. Maybe a second's time, but you've got to be very spontaneous. You've got to start with giving answers back and forth straight as they come to your mind. So get ready for your. It's the first time for you. Okay,
yes.
But here's the thing: COVID times. Apologies, no hamper for you, but here's duas for you. Okay,
absolutely.
So if that is good enough, that's good. Okay.
Yes.
So here's your first question. Which famous actor, okay, whether it's a he or a she, comes to your mind when I see the following items on your menu? Okay, you've got to tell me who comes to your mind when I say these items on your menu. Okay, one is chicken kebab.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan. Bheja fry.
Kareena Kapoor.
Dry fruit milkshake.
Sorry?
Dry fruit milkshake.
Dry fruit milkshake. Abhishek Bachchan.
Abhishek Bachchan, dry fruit
I don't
milkshake. Khajur ka milkshake. You don't enjoy. Okay. Ghee rice.
Ghee rice. Tom Cruise, maybe.
I have a name.
Go ahead.
I have a name. Mohanlal. Very smooth with his dialogue delivery. So that's why Mohanlal.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Coin parota.
Hrithik
Roshan. Coin parota. Layers, huh?
It looks
Perfect
fit,
six packs.
yeah, and it's just,
Layers.
yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Okay. What about Alpha Ham?
Alpha Ham. I don't know. Because I've never connected my food with people, with celebrities. So it's going to be quite difficult for me to. I can only think of an Alpha Ham and not anything else with it.
Okay, great. So somebody says Shahid Kapoor and all of that for Alpha Ham and all of that. My wife thinks for her any item, I don't care. She doesn't care any item. She says it's Dalkir Salman. Okay.
Dulquer Salman.
Mammootty's son.
Dalkir.
Yeah. So she feels it's Dalkir. 3 options for her is only Dalki. Okay. Anyway, name a language that's also a palindrome.
Name a language.
Palindrome palindrome. Name a language that's also a palindrome. Palindrome is a word spelled same forward and backward.
No, I can't figure that out, Riaz.
Come on.
No, because I'm pretty bad with such things.
Name a language. Name a language. A language. Come on, look at Shahid is answering it. Malayalam, yes. You spell it forward or backward, it's the same thing. It's a palindrome.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, great. Okay, all right. If you were to reinvent one classic item on your menu, what would that item be?
It would be the biryani.
Biryani? Wow. What kind of a twist would you give it?
The Empire style biryani, yes.
Okay. So you would want to reinvent that biryani, maybe Empire style biryani.
See, that's
okay,
a personal
great.
choice because for me, I love the Bangalore style biryani, and my grandmother's the Talisheri style biryani. These are 2 biryani that I always eat. I don't actually enjoy other biryani. So for me, biryani is full of flavor, soft, and the meat being luscious.
Yeah.
So it's the South Indian, let's say the Andhra style or the Empire style that we give. See, people love it. That's why we still have it on our menu. But for me, it's quite different. It's the Bangalore biryani or my nani's Talsheri biryani.
Great. Yeah. Good. I mean, I love the honesty that you have, the way you are saying that you want to reinvent it. Very good. Applause to you. Who inspires you the most?
My father. Always.
Your father. Okay. Kudos to him, and may he rest in peace. May Allah give him the best place in Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen. Okay. If you were to go on a date, who would you fancy going on a date with?
I'm sure my wife is also listening, but yes, it has always been Katrina Kaif. Her beauty I'm in awe of her beauty always. Since then till now, whenever I see her on screen, yes.
Yeah. So it's possible. Your empire, it is possible. You can make her brand ambassador, and you can definitely go out.
To it, Riaz. I'm not going to look forward to it. I swear, I'm not going to look forward to it. But it happens.
I know you're saying this.
God has blessed me with something.
You are saying this because you have to go back home. Or probably you are at home right now, and you have to go back to the other room.
She knows that. My wife knows that, so it's okay. It's cool.
You're dead meat today.
She's also got somebody in her mind. I don't want to disclose, but yeah, we always quarrel based on that.
But okay, it's okay. You don't have to cover it up now. You are dead meat. Period. That's all. Okay, you don't have to cover it up.
Probably
Okay.
she should be commenting probably.
Maybe her friends are commenting on her behalf right now. You know how Salis, right? Salis, wife's best friends act as Salis also to sometimes they do the chugli and all that.
No, but
They would not
unfortunately,
stay.
she's got 2 brothers, yeah. She's got 2 young brothers.
Okay, great. Okay, who's your favorite actor?
Shah Rukh Khan, Bollywood, Tom Cruise, Hollywood.
Are you serious? My wife loves Shah Rukh Khan. Yeah, she loves she
Since a
beats Shah
child,
Rukh Khan.
since a child. He's always been an inspiration also. From nothing to where he is now, and the humble and the down-to-earth character that he's got, has always been an inspiration for me.
If I bring Shah Rukh Khan down for an event or something, would you be the sponsor of it?
Of course, why not?
Yeah, great. Yes, you said it on camera. I've recorded on camera. I'm
Yeah,
going to
but
appeal for it.
that should be on a personal level. I don't think the company is going to agree to it. I'm sure
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! You're a very smart CEO. Very, very smart CEO. ये कहते हैं जैसे दिया वैसे ले लिया. Okay. दिया भी लिया भी.
Correct, sir.
Okay, great.
Correct.
But I tell you what, now, well answered. Very, very well answered. You have to applaud for yourself. Give yourself a pat on your back. You did fantastically. I think you were fantastic. Very good. Now we're going to open it up for Q&A from people. Okay.
Yes,
Partha, from Partha to Samira to everybody, all those questions that you all had. Now is the time for you all to ask your questions. Okay. Somebody wanted to know who's your favorite actor in Malayalam. Okay, ask your questions, guys. Now it's open for Q&A.
My favorite actor in Malayalam.
So you've got to Mammootty.
Yes.
Great. I love Dalkir. He's super good.
son,
I mean,
yeah.
Mammootty son, over the last few days, thanks to my wife, I watched a couple of movies of Dalkir and he's absolutely spellbinding. He can just camouflage into any kind of role. He can do it really well. Okay, so that's good. Okay, guys, somebody wanted to know also what is the secret of your recipe that you won't give, obviously. Somebody says, okay, Shakir bhai, I was so depressed. What is that? Yeah, I was so depressed during this COVID time, but seeing your interview made me happy today, Shakir bhai. That's wow, very good. That's a big compliment coming out for you, yeah.
Okay, we have a very important question.
Somebody,
how is your food delivery during these COVID times? Yes.
Yeah.
See,
how is your food delivery? Yeah.
You know, we have taken extra precautions when it comes to, you know, production. See, I wouldn't say production, let's say from starting, you know, from our receiving, from our vendors to the production, central kitchen, from the central kitchen to our outlets. So we have maintained sanitized, we've been doing the regular sanitizing of our venue, of the items that we receive, the vehicles that we run around with. And also when it comes to our cooks or chefs at our restaurant, their temperature check is being done. They are living in sanitized accommodations. Our restaurants and kitchens are very well sanitized. Temperature check is done on a regular basis. We've had most of the latest state-of-the-art equipment which has been in use since the time of COVID lockdown. So, you know, we have made sure that our sanitization process or, you know, precautions of utmost importance. Rest assured with our customers, they are welcome to walk in anytime to our restaurants, open the kitchen, have a look how we're getting things done. And, you know, we've shared multiple photos and videos on our social media platforms as well. And trust me, people, they're all real. You know, we have not fabricated anything. So if I can openly call you to my kitchen anytime, if you're always welcome to my kitchens, to our kitchens rather. You know, you can walk in any of our outlets, look at how we're doing things. If you're satisfied, please order. If not, leave us a feedback. We will make sure we get ourselves corrected.
Very good, very good. Okay, maybe last couple of questions because we're going to end this session now.
Yes.
What comes to your mind when you hear the word Kerala?
Unity.
From Samira.
Unity
What?
as unity.
Unity, yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm not from Kerala, but I love that
Yes,
about Kerala, and,
absolutely, yes.
I love
Unity, yes.
Kerala. It's like that. Okay, are you planning to open in Kerala? Ibrahim Nangarat, are you planning to open in
No,
Kerala?
not anytime soon.
Wow, very good. So people are complimenting you everywhere, and there's a lot of dua coming out for you. If not for Empire, what's your next dream job? Don't say next dream job, shut your mouth. Whoever is asking that question.
I'm not
Okay,
Darshan,
my friend asked that question. Yeah. Darshan, sorry. My friend asked that question, okay, Darshan, from Imagination. But he meant like, if not for this, what do you think you would have otherwise done?
I don't know. I really can't think of, because, you know, day in and day out, I only think of my people and my food. So it's always been for me, it's the people, you know, who are with us, who've been with us all these years. You know, how am I doing the right things to make sure they're happy, they're satisfied in their workforce? Are they happy with us being their owners? You know, have we fulfilled all their requests, all their thing? And also, it's the food and the customers. You know, how can we make sure every customer that is walking in and out is happy? You know, so we want to make sure that everybody is coming back over and over and again. Yes, please.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, Shakir, you're also running a CSR initiative, which is your Empire Blood Bank, where you know, people from your company, from your organization, they actually go to any length to give blood to anybody who's in need of blood. Is that true?
Yes, of course. You know, we started this in our honorable memory of my father. You know, back in 2015 we started. Since then, all the employees of Empire have pledged to donate blood. So every employee that has been present is at least donated once. You know, over the past 4 years, we've had about 2,400 donors. You know, any request in and around Bangalore city, except for blood banks, we don't go to blood banks. Any request, 24 hours, we have an inbuilt software. Let's say you have a request for a B positive or an A positive. The moment we type that A positive or B positive, it shows how many candidates we still have left in our workforce who can go and donate blood.
The session is ending now. So thank you so much for being on my show. God bless you. We'll see you back again. Okay, so a lot of my friends started pinging me, you know, saying that, you know, guys, you can't just end it abruptly like that, because, you know, we really wanted to hear more about Shakir. And I'm going to bring back Shakir again on this live. That session ended, but so what? We're going to get back again. Yes, quickly. Thank you to all of you who've joined us on Fabulous at 4. Fabulous at 4 celebrates trailblazers who leave an indelible mark on the entire world with their craft, with their dedication, with their passion to what they do. And today on my episode, this is the episode number 7. Episode number 7. I have Shakir Haq, the CEO of Empire Group of Restaurants and Hotels, and he's a fantastic guy. A lot of you had compliments and only compliments coming out for this man here. Keep your Q&A, keep your questions ready in case you wanted to ask some question to him. You can have those questions asked in the comment section, and we'll have those questions posed to him. I'm going to bring him onto the show right now. Just one quick second. There it is. Shakir Haq coming back onto the show again one more time. Waiting for Shakir to join us onto the show. And there I think. Shakir, thank you for coming back onto the show again, once again.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you so much. You take up my job here. Take up my job. You're doing it well. Because you're doing it well, I'll let you take it up. We'll switch places only for the show.
Thank you. I have enough to do here. Thank you so much.
Welcome back to the show. That was so cute, yeah. Now, I tell you something. That was so nice. You were the only guest on my show who said, welcome back to the show. And I love that about you, man. Seriously, good. So when the whole COVID times end, I'm going to come and give you a tight hug, bro. Okay?
Sure.
But till then, love for you from my heart. Okay. So I was just asking you. Yeah, sanitize. That's not going to go away for the next 2 years. Next 2 years, mask and sanitize. I'm not going to do without it anyway.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. So a lot of people have been giving compliments. They're saying we enjoyed your show with RB Shakir. Okay. Well, that was my wife. What happened suddenly? People said, what happened suddenly? You got stuck and all of that. And we still have people coming back onto the show. So this is perhaps the first time that I have so many people messaging me immediately after the show saying that we need to get back onto the show. What happened? We need to get back onto the show. And that made me call you back and say,
really honored. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's so much of love Bangalore has for you. Look at that, okay? And I'm so glad we took that call to reach out to you and say, guys, you need to be on my show for sure, okay? And I'm glad that Aziz Bhaijan also accepted my request and put you onto the show. It was really good. So big hugs to him as well. Okay. People say one of the best shows. They're saying, okay, Taqir from Exalt Digital says one of the best shows. And everybody has been joining us from around the world right now. It's no more just Bangalore. So the word has gone around to the world. There's so many people who've joined onto the show. Okay, you can ask your questions, guys, because I can go on complimenting Shakir because of his, ability to keep us glued onto the show as well. But you need to ask those questions. If in case there are questions unanswered, I can pose those questions to him now. And if there are no questions, then I'm going to end this. People are giving love to you from Bangalore. A lot of people. Yeah, good. So Shakir, as a CEO, what is your message? As CEO of a huge organization like an Empire, okay, from the food industry, what is the message to your people, your own people watching you right now? More than Bangaloreans or people around the world, more than the food connoisseurs, what is your message for your people watching you right now?
Yes. Firstly, I would like to thank them for being a part of our family. Thanking them is for their endless support, endless support that they have given to the management day in and day out. Secondly, it would be their commitment and dedication to, aligning themselves to the vision that the company has got. It's not easy that you bring in a lot of people onto the same vision. Getting people aligned to your vision is quite a task. It takes time, it takes effort. And for that, you need to be understanding your people well. So I'm really happy that our people have given me the opportunity at least to understand them better and design goals, bring out goals, vision, which will be interesting for them too. Because what I believe in is, whatever you may want to do in your life, if you're working with a group of people, unless you tell them, you share with them how important it is to you, to achieve your goals or objectives in life, they're never going to be a part of it. If they have to have the same kind of the drive that you have and the same kind of passion, that you want, that you expect them to have, you need to share your story, and your vision on where you want to be. And, firstly, we usually discuss that, where we are and where we can be. Probably they have not thought it, but since we have thought it, it's our duty to explain to them how we can get there. and how their support and their commitment can help us reach there faster. That's a famous quote by Ratan Tata. He says, when you want to walk fast, walk alone. But when you want to walk far, you walk together. So I believe in that. So that's when I mentioned unity when it comes to Kerala as well. For us, I believe unity in strength. So when you're together, you have the strength. Then no outside force or no other thing can, break you down. I'm proud to say this now that, I'm part of a great team. Trust me, my general managers, who's our leadership team, the other heads that we have, all the branch managers that we have who have been working with us day in and day out. We even have employees who are with us for the past 38 years, 39 years. My store manager, he's been a part of a company for the past 39 years. And it's an honor for me, working with people like that. So that is what motivates me on a daily basis. When I see their happiness, when they come forward and say, sir, I've learned a thing or two today. It is because of you. It is because of the company that I am what I am today. That is overwhelming for me and my family. That actually brings tears into my eyes when I say this. So that kind of a reaction or a feedback coming in from your employees or your team, it's priceless, I would say. For me, it's them that keeps me motivated, and their energy that keeps me motivated to do things bigger and bigger, to reach farther and farther.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that was a long monologue. I'm not used to monologues for that long, but it came from your heart, and I just didn't have the heart to stop it. Yeah, like you were saying it all out. I mean, I probably believe that speech is the most not practiced speech that could have ever been there. Yeah, you did it very well. So kudos to you again.
Thank you.
Somebody, okay. I think I had Tawkir asking, what's your favorite tuner car?
Tuner car.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't had my hands on yet, but yes, I would dream of having a Porsche GT3 RS very soon, inshallah.
Oh wow, inshallah, fantastic. Okay, some of them joined us late who are asking about the founder of Empire. Guys, you missed out on the story right at the beginning. We're going to have this posted on IGTV after the edits later on. But I'm sure you would enjoy you would love to hear about how he started the whole interview with us. We had asked him about how Empire began, and he spoke about his late great grandfather and late father, Mr. Abdul Haq, and all of that. So don't worry about it. You're going to get to hear right now. If there's any questions coming out from you guys, apart from the story of Empire, right? Anything that you want to say, any compliment you want to give, any comments you have, any suggestions you have for Shakir and the entire team at Empire, this is your moment. This is your opportunity for you to go ahead and ask those questions. One of those questions that I saw from Partha Nemo, one of my friends who's in Delhi right now, is what about you opening a cloud kitchen in Delhi instead of starting something? That's a good suggestion coming out for you. Maybe for you to make inroads, a cloud kitchen with your brand name from Delhi. Without much of the fanfare, but you can still serve your great food from your cloud kitchen. If that's possible, they would want to grab the opportunity for you.
See, like I said, Riaz, we've never said no to opportunities. We like to take the opportunity at the right time, but now is not the time. Personally, I believe now is not the time for us to do anything because we have a lot of commitments. We have a lot of people who are completely relying on us, and we have made sure that we've paid everybody. We are trying to work closely with our landlords. We don't want to be disturbing anybody's peace. So right now, the company's focus would be sticking with the employees, sticking with our customers, and whatever possible in the capacity that we are right now. But yes, I would like to ask the gentleman to DM me. Based on that, I would surely get in touch. I would get in touch, or my team would get in touch, and probably we can have a discussion later on that.
Great, fantastic. Okay, great. So Partha, my friend, you struck gold. Somebody's invited you to DM him. Okay, great. All right. So, any parting thoughts for us as Fabulous at 4 as a team? We wanted to have you on our show, and thank you so much for accepting our request. So, what are your parting messages for anybody listening to you right now?
See, I would like to thank Riaz and Fabulous at 4. It's a wonderful opportunity that I could come on board and share my experiences and my knowledge with our fellow listeners. I'm sure I've inspired a few, or probably a few have learned from me, because I have learned from a lot of people, not just my father, from a lot of people, from a lot of experiences, from a lot of inspirations. One thing a piece of advice that I would give to my fellow listeners is, be humble in life. Being humble is not going to make you lose anything. All my life, I've seen my father and my uncles and my grandfather, being humble, down to earth, even though they're speaking to the janitor or the housekeeping guy, or they're speaking to a very renowned minister, I would say, maintain that across. You need to win people's hearts with your character, but not by not showing something that you're not. You are what you are. You can't fake it. So with whatever you are, try and be as original as possible. And one thing in business for startups, I would like to say is, plan it properly. Planning is very important when it comes to your life. If you're starting a business, plan, take advice, have mentors in your life. Always take advice. Please do not shy away from taking advice. You cannot be the master of all trades. That is highly impossible. Look at all the big names that we have in the industry. Let us say Jeff Bezos, let's say Bill Gates, or my father, or the great managers that we have. All of them have had mentors. They have had people directing them, giving them advice on telling them what is right, what is wrong. Choose what is right and what is wrong for you and for your business. Because when you are a business owner, the decisions that you make directly affects the people that are with you. Indirectly, it affects the customers and also affects your brand. So if you have to keep it going, the first thing I would like to say is be humble. Be down to earth. Listen to your people. Always listen to your people. Be a listener rather than a great speaker. So the more you listen, the more you understand. And observe, understand and learn. You have a problem. Try to understand the problem. Observe from multiple angles. Try and learn what caused that problem. Then come out with a solution. It might take time, but trust me, slow and steady wins the race always. Always. There are many businesses which have grown like really fast and come down at the same time. I would like to thank my father, for teaching us that, slow and steady wins the race. And trust me, being the CEO for the past 2 years now, I've always kept that in my mind day in and day out, not making any hasty decisions, not trying to be greedy in terms of getting more growth or starting more outlets. When you have so many things at your disposal, use it the right way. Use it in the right manner so you win people's hearts and people believe in you. And make sure, come what may, that you stand by them. So when you show this kind of a support to your people, more and more will want to come and work with you. That's how you grow a wonderful environment. It all depends on what kind of a work environment you have. Trust me, nobody leaves the company because the company is bad. It's always a manager who's bad or always the owner that is bad. So, your policies that govern your company, the rules and regulations you have, make it fair for everyone. There are multiple designations who work with us, starting from, let's say, a 10,000 to a lakh. They all be treated equally. So equality is very important when it comes to a workforce. So the multiple things I have learned in my course of business, in my course of learning, and whenever you can, there are a lot of multiple courses available online, on campuses. Like you mentioned, I am an alumni of IIM. I got to do a program which is based on family business and entrepreneurship. So there are multiple interesting concepts, interesting modules you can get online, and also multiple universities and colleges offering a lot of education. It could be expensive for certain, but there are different levels that you can focus on doing things. I have learned a lot in that 1 year. 6 months that I spent in IIM. I got to meet a lot of people. Networking happened. I've met a lot of my mentors are from there. I still have a couple of professors who I'm regularly in touch with. When I have a problem, I have a crisis, I reach out to them. There are multiple ways that education has also helped me. So education is important. In today's world, education is it is really important as being street smart too. So understanding your surroundings. So, there are multiple things like I told you. Be humble, down to earth, be nice to people.
Observe,
listen to people.
learn.
Observe, learn, and understand. Yes.
Brilliant. That was the longest monologue I heard second time around.
That's given me an opportunity for me to talk, man. If you want me to inspire,
No, it was good.
I am ready to inspire people.
yes sir and आपने कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी है इंस्पायर करने में. बहुत अच्छा बोला आपने. Very good.
Sir, thank
I'm
you,
sure
thank you.
everybody out here is
And
enjoying
it was
it.
it all. It was it all. I would like to add one more point there. You know, it's also end of the day how you thank your Creator, the Almighty. You know, it's with His blessing too. Always remember Him, thank Him, and you know, ask Him. Never be shy away from asking your Creator if you want something. He will give it to you in one way or the other. And it's a holy month of Ramadan. I would like to ask people to go back and reflect. Meet up with people. You know, if you had any problems within your family or within your friend circle, reflect on all of that. It's a holy month, and every prayer will be answered.
Alhamdulillah, you've stolen away a lot of words from my mouth. From what I had in my heart is what you spoke, which is really good. But really fantastic having you on my show. Shakir, thank you so much once again for accepting the invite.
Thank you, Riaz.
It really means a lot to us. A big shout out going out to Abdul Aziz Bhaijan, the MD of Empire Restaurants and
Empire Group, also my uncle, yes.
And yes, and big shout out going out to everybody part of Empire, from Shahid Haq to Zahreen, and to everybody part of the show from the Empire family. Thank you so much. And at the same time, a big shout out going out to Imagination Singh, the team who's jointly producing it with Team RB and Exalt Digital, who are supporting us on the digital analytics and all the digital push that we had on the show. And also, big thank you to every one of you, Bangaloreans especially.
Yes.
Once you're out of Bangalore does not mean you are not a Bangalorean. You are tuning in from UK. Tina, Nilufa tuning in from UK. Nurain, there are so many of you tuned in from the UK. Some of you tuning in from Australia. Some of you tuning in from Dubai.
Yes.
The world over, and from Delhi and everywhere. You can never take away Bangalore out of you. And Empire is synonymous to Bangalore, so you can never take out Empire out of you. So that love has been shown today. Today, I've had the fortune of having a maximum number of people tuning into the show because of the love for kebabs, for ghee rice, for parota, for bheja fry, to grilled chicken, to dal fry, to butter chicken. Now all those elements are rolling out of my mouth. So if somebody's missing out on the iftar food, let me tell you, end this with this, okay? If you're missing out on the iftar food, Iftar, Ramzan Mela, don't worry. There are iftar packages that they have curated very nicely.
Yes.
Iftar packs. All you have to do is dial in a number. Iftar pack will arrive at your doorstep.
You could download our app. You know, we have an app that has been ready, the Hotel Empire app on Android as well as iOS. We have iftar kits. We even have sehri kits starting from 11 a.m. until 2 a.m. You know, it's a diverse menu that we have. Please log on to it, try and order, and please share your valuable feedback for us. Thank you, Riaz. Thank you, Fabulous At4 and the backend team who's done this wonderful job. And I thank you, all my viewers. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste.
Take care. God bless you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Allah Hafiz.